Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a wonderful evening. Today is Sunday, and we're watching the MLG Summer Invite. This is the final. We got 4 players left: QXC, Xenocider, Huck, and Hedgelisk. Only one can take home $1 million and be your champion.
That's right. Of course, now it's 1-1 versus QXC and Xenocider in the best of 3. Game 3 is going to be on Aklon Waste, and let's just jump right into it.
$1 million was an exaggeration, by the way. I don't want anyone yelling at me, because that's not the actual prize pool.
I mean, but it might lead to that, right? What if you make smart investments?
Certainly. Yeah, that was kind of the train of thought I was going for.
Put it all on number 10 to roulette table.
Would that get you $1 million from 1,500? What's the fastest way to get $1 million with $1,500 in Vegas?
Put it all on 10 twice.
You think so? Well, are you sure?
That's probably the highest. Well, no.
What if you play in a poker tournament? That's a $1,500.
That takes
entry?
way longer.
Yeah, you're right.
Like one.
No, yeah, you're right.
You could play like five roulette things and more than.
Well, why complicate it? There's this game literally called 50-50, or it's like high-low, where the dealer flips a card and you say higher or lower.
But roulette's like you could make more than double. You can go like 30 to 1. And do that in a period of like 30 seconds.
But the chances of that happening is much smaller compared
I'm just talking about the fastest way.
compared to higher. Well, yeah. I mean, you have to consider probability when you're thinking the fastest way, don't you?
If you're thinking of thinking of probability, don't go to Vegas because you're gonna lose money.
No, but there's a game called higher, lower.
But you're still probably gonna lose.
Yeah, but still, the probability of you losing is less than going on roulette table.
Unless you just pick reds or blacks, and this is probably about the same.
Oh yeah, sure, that's true.
I mean,
okay. Well, whoever wins this tournament, me and Nick will come to Vegas with you, and we'll turn your 1,500 into $1 million.
We'll try.
We'll try.
We'll try.
And you can't blame us if you lose it all, because we told you what to do. You just didn't listen.
That's right.
Okay. Oh yeah, someone in the chat just made a good idea. Ever Sting 7-Eleven, buy $1,500 of the scratch.
It'll take you. Roulette's faster than scratching all those things off.
What if you hire people to scratch them off?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you spend $100 on a person to scratch it for you, and then you spend the other $1,400 on the actual tickets.
This is getting too complex, man.
No, man.
Multiple steps. You got to hire people. Now it's like a business.
That'd be sick. I'm telling you, man.
They're actually there was someone figured out a pattern and a certain way to like actually get a positive expected return.
Okay.
On those scratchers, and they actually did start hiring people.
See?
There was like a certain one of them at a certain time of the year. There was some certain lotteries going on.
Yep.
And they figured out a way to break it. Actually, it was pretty funny.
So, are we seeing any Reaper shenaniganry?
No.
Okay. So, as far as the beginning of this game, if people are wondering what's going on, not a whole lot. It's the standard stuff that we generally always see. Both these guys just setting up their production, setting up their economy, getting ready for the mid game. The early game of StarCraft 2 is a little bit slower than the mid and late game when these guys really have to start making those decisions to counter their opponent and really have to focus on big engagements. We're seeing an SCV go across the map here from Xenocider. The supply depot is not going to raise up, and he's going to get inside, going to spot the factory. And this is interesting because Xenocider back home is going for a command center.
He is. Both players open fairly similarly, but Xenocider with the faster expansion, QXC with the faster tech. And Xenocider, the great scout, can identify this, and seeing the lack of second gas, seeing QXC's resources, he's going to assume it's, of course, an expansion after the factory. A little bit of a poke up here.
Okay.
But Xenocider denies that. Xenocider doing the exact same build QXC did last map. And QXC doing a little bit of a safer build, getting a factory
Marines,
out.
Then a reactor command center?
He might have only gotten 2, I'm not sure.
Okay, so just got 2. So a little bit of an adjustment there.
Or no, he did. Or yeah, he only got 2. Both players have lost a single SCV.
Which is interesting because then the reactor would finish before that Reaper timing necessarily comes.
Yeah, it would. But you'd only have 2 Marines. You have like 2 more on the way.
Yep.
So
it's dicey.
It's better and worse, right?
Yeah. Okay. So QXC not going crazy into the factory starport play, getting a quick command center, just getting a couple Hellions out, but more importantly, we got a barracks that's making his way across the field, so QXC is going to have mech in mind.
This is a cool move. This is exactly what he did in Game 1 as well, using that barracks to try to block his opponent's expansion. This game is going to be a little more difficult as the Hellions can't get in there to delay the expansion with the bunker on the high ground. So Xenocider will probably move that down, and I think he'll beat the barracks at the spot.
We'll see.
In fact, the barracks is actually not even going for it. Oh, no, it is. It's juking over.
Well, whose scan was that, by the way? Do we know?
That was, I think that was...
Okay, it wasn't QXC. So it was Xenocider skin. Did he see? So we saw.
Yeah, you saw.
Sorry.
I mean,
okay, just standard stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was this expansion. So the barracks is not gonna win the race of the tortoise and the hare.
No.
Is that the tortoise? And
I don't know which one's the hare in this scenario.
I think the barracks. Well, the tortoise and the hare is a story more about a very elongated race, whereas this was like a pretty short race.
It was, and no one took a break.
Correct.
There was no breaks taken.
So actually, my reference to the tortoise and the hare story is probably the worst reference I could have possibly made.
I think there's another story called
the
snail and the tortoise. If there isn't, then we'll just make it up.
That sounds terrible.
And I think that's what happened.
They're both slow. There's no lessons to be learned.
Yeah, there is. There's always a winner. There's always a winner. The command center was slow, but he made it to the natural first.
But the barracks lost.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a loser too, but there's always a winner. Even if you're both slow, one of you is gonna win.
But how are you learning a lesson?
Because you can't win unless you try. So even if you're slow, you should try because you're still gonna win.
Okay.
Some of the time.
We should write children's novels.
We should.
And relate it to StarCraft.
And then we get children into StarCraft, and then they get very smart because StarCraft promotes.
But then if they buy our book, we have them enter into a legion, and it's going to be the academy for a future StarCraft 2 team.
Okay.
Deal?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I like it.
Cool. So we train them while they're young, and then when they're, 18, hell, when they're 14, 15, they'll be winning StarCraft 2 tournaments everywhere.
How about drop come here? Takes out the Marines, picks up. The Hellions are kind of vulnerable if they're on top.
QXC being really efficient with this.
Oh, he could get. I don't know if he quite got enough to make up for it, but given what was defending,
correct.
He did pretty decent. Meanwhile, with the distraction, the
bunker was salvaged. Oh, it was remade there.
Yeah, smart bunker placement. Yeah. Really helps against Hellbat drops and against Helling Run buys.
QXC might think, oh, he salvaged his bunker. And then Xenocider's, wait, I didn't. I just put it closer to my natural, so now QXC taking some extra damage on those Hellions.
Xenocider, by the way, is in something interesting, which is he's not making Hellbats. Instead of getting a lot of just normal Hellions.
Okay. Wonder if we'll get Blue Flame with this.
We'll see. There's, 2 tech types going up. I imagine he would. With this many Hellions, you might as well.
Like, if you say Hellbats, it's, well... There might be a patch difference.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, because with the new patch,
you always want Blue Flame now, because it helps both of the units. It doesn't just help Hellions.
Hellions trying to smoke away some SCVs, but now Xenocider revealing all of his Hellions.
And he took out every single one.
There's a scan. Oh, QXC's trying to find out what the heck is going on.
Yeah, okay, so he sees...
Yeah, Blue Flame.
Well, he sees it's got to be Blue Flame, right? Is what he's getting, like the...
Yeah. Like, what else would you upgrade? Because Siege Mode doesn't
require... servos. Yeah, it doesn't have... unless he has an armor, he couldn't get the servos transformation. Right?
Yeah, who gets that anyway?
Yeah, no one. So he just knows he has to defend from the Blue Flame Hellions, and the Siege Tanks are great for that, because, of course, the Hellions can't get close to the Siege Tank because they'll die to Hellbats.
Yep.
And they can't kite the Hellbats because the Siege Tank will be blasting them while they're trying to do so. I mean, he's trying, but he's...
mixing a medevacs with this might be good. Dropping the main with 4 Hellions.
Yeah.
Dropping the natural with 4
Blue Flame. In
Hellions.
fact, there's some Vikings here from QXC, actually.
And that's going to prevent that from happening. Xenocider.
He's got to get another Viking out.
Yeah.
I think 3 Vikings in a Raven.
He has a tech lab on his starport, so it's not like he can get a lot of... Okay, fancy point fence drop. Viking just going to say, you know what, guys? I'm out of here. The Viking saying, come on, man, lift up. Why are you scared? You don't even lift.
QXC making a lot of defense, adding in a bunker in as well. I think he's definitely respecting the mass Blue Flame attack.
He's playing really safe.
But with 3 tanks, there's no way that's really going to make too much of a difference in this engagement. Adding in another command center, I like that.
So
very smart
if there's good news here for Xenocider, he's kind of containing his opponent, in a sense, to 2 bases. With these Blue Flame Hellions just outside that natural expansion. If QXC ever decides to poke out, which is going to happen now. QXC going to try to fortify his position. Xenocider does not have enough to deal with this just yet. Going to try to get some free shots off with these Blue Flame Hellions, but QXC has a powerful army right now.
5 tanks. Xenocider only has 2 at this force. In fact, he only has 2 total. A few more coming out. Now he has 4. So he has enough that he should be to defend. Some more kiting going on here, but QXC puts the siege tanks in front, so those Hellions can't get their pokes if they want to get in.
Okay, Xenocider, he's a little bit scared here. Again, this game is very important. The winner of this game will advance to the final of the MLG Summer Invite. Xenocider trying to get those tanks on the field. He has 0 map control. Sieging up the tanks, has the Blue Flames here. Does QXC have too much? 6 siege tanks on the low ground. It looks like no, 5. Melting away a lot of these Hellions, trying to get it close. The Hellions are like, you can't hit us, nanny nanny boo boo. and then they die.
Yeah, it didn't last too long, and
Oh,
Vikings
no.
land, take out the last of the tanks. This
Might
is
be
looking
it.
disastrous for Xenocider. QXC.
Vikings, it's musical chairs.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna murder. Oh, I wanted to see that Seeker Missile go into the middle
Would that
line.
have killed the SCVs?
Yes,
Probably.
the one's right under it. And a very close splash damage.
Wow. QXC taken.
Yeah, I mean, the Blue Flame Helen just didn't work out because QXC was able to add in the tanks so fast.
Yeah, and QXC had the air control there with the Vikings.
That's
so it's
so
like,
important with Blue Flames.
like if you're gonna go Blue Flame Hellions, one of the things you want to try to do is incorporate medevacs to get those drops going, to try to really get your opponent's mineral line. But since QXC had ridiculous air control there with like however many Vikings, 6 or 7 to the 2 or 3 of Xenocider, there's not much Xenocider can do with that composition. So QXC doing a great job identifying how his opponent was playing and then reacting correctly. Playing a very solid game. Like when he saw those Hellions come across, all right, let's siege up my tank. Let's even build a wall and let's get a siege tank here. And then from there, it's just like, all right, macro up and push and win.
Yeah. You know, Xenocider went for that Raven early, and I think the idea was he can use the Seeker Missiles on a siege tank. If he gets rid of the siege tanks, his Blue Flame Hellions can kite the Hellbats. But he never was able to get the Raven off the ground, really, just because QXC had more Vikings. They were able to force that Raven to use his abilities on Xenocider's side of the map, so he could never get that aggression going.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So coming up next, guys, we're going to have an interview with Xenocider, our loser of that game. But it's going to be a good interview, I promise. I thought it was good. Am I biased, though? Because I did the interview? No? Okay. But after this interview, we'll be jumping straight into Huck versus Hengelisk, the second semifinal. Congrats to QXC. He will be in the final, which will be played later tonight. Stay tuned. More MLG Summer Invite coming your way.